All over Matt Roloff arrest, Caryn betrayed Matt, house secrets exposed. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. For years, Matt Roloff has stood as the steady patriarch of Little People, Big World, a fixture on our TV screens, managing Roloff farms and navigating a complex family dynamic. But the calm exterior of his carefully built legacy came crashing down when headlines erupted with shocking news. Matt Roloff had been arrested. The exact details behind his arrest remain murky, but several reports pointed to an alleged dispute involving zoning regulations and property misuse, with whispers of fraudulent documentation surfacing across local tabloids. Authorities reportedly began their investigation months prior after complaints from neighbors and an anonymous whistleblower, someone disturbingly close to the Roloff inner circle. Matt was taken into custody quietly, away from the cameras and the farm, leading fans to speculate on the silence that followed from the Roloff family. There was no statement from Matt, no Instagram post, and certainly no comment from TLC. Instead, fans were left in the dark, forced to piece together facts from sparse official records and cryptic posts. What made the ordeal even more dramatic was the betrayal from someone he trusted, Caryn Chandler, his longtime girlfriend. Caryn Chandler was once the Roloff farm's manager and later became Matt's girlfriend after his divorce from Amy Roloff. For years, she had been painted as a loyal, calming presence. But everything changed when rumors began swirling that Caryn had turned Matt in. In a quiet sit-down interview weeks after Matt's arrest, Caryn dropped a bombshell. Fighting back tears, she confessed, "I didn't mean to betray him, but I couldn't keep secrets anymore. It wasn't right." While Caryn didn't go into full legal detail, she alluded to unethical decisions being made on the farm, decisions she claims she had repeatedly warned Matt about. "I begged him to be honest, to not cut corners, but he said the farm came first." Her confession left fans torn. Was she a whistleblower doing the right thing? Or a partner who sold out her man? Sources close to the family suggest Caryn had grown increasingly uncomfortable with Matt's aggressive business decisions, especially his desire to maximize profit from the farm at all costs. One source claims Caryn once said, "This isn't a farm anymore, it's a corporation in denial." For years, Roloff Farms had been portrayed as the idyllic family haven, a place where pumpkins were harvested, family drama unfolded, and dreams were built. But behind the scenes, a very different story was brewing. Alleged zoning violations. Court documents suggest that part of Matt's arrest involved unauthorized construction and land use violations. He reportedly added several structures to the property without permits and allowed events to occur that violated local ordinances. An insider close to the case said, Matt was warned multiple times, but he believed the farm was above the law, like it had its own rules because of his fame. Financial tension with family. Tensions over the farm had already fractured the family. Zach and Jeremy, once considered the heirs to the property, had both stepped away after failed negotiations. Both publicly aired their grievances, with Zach accusing Matt of manipulating the narrative and not honoring the family plan. Matt allegedly began shifting farm ownership to LLCs under his sole control, moves that may now be under financial scrutiny. Amy Roloff, Matt's ex-wife and mother to their 4 children, didn't hold back her emotions after learning about Matt's arrest. In a video message, Amy expressed both sorrow and frustration. "I lived with Matt for over 25 years. We built a life, a family, a legacy. But in recent years, I started seeing someone I didn't recognize, driven, angry, and defensive. This isn't the Matt I married." Amy has kept her distance since their divorce, but admitted she was heartbroken for her kids. They have to process this, not just as fans or observers, but as his children. And that's a lot to carry. She also subtly addressed Caryn, saying, "Everyone must live with their choices. Betrayal is painful, no matter how justified." The Roloff children, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob, have had varying relationships with Matt over the years, and the arrest widened that gap. Zach Roloff. This changes everything. Zach has always had a rocky relationship with Matt, especially regarding the farm. His response to the arrest was blunt. "This changes everything." We all warned him. He didn't listen. He's reportedly considering speaking out more formally, even hinting at a possible documentary about the real Roloff family struggles post-show. Jeremy Roloff, silent but distant. Jeremy and Audrey, known for their strong Christian branding and lifestyle blog, have remained mostly silent, but unfollowed Matt shortly after the news broke. Fans believe this was a silent message of disapproval. Jacob Roloff. I saw it coming. Jacob, the youngest and most rebellious of the siblings, wasn't surprised. He has long criticized the TLC portrayal of the family and once described Roloff Farms as a toxic dream. In a cryptic tweet, he wrote, "When lies run deep, the ground eventually gives out." Before Matt's arrest, TLC had been in preliminary talks to film a reunion-style special, showing the entire Roloff family coming back to the farm for a dramatic and heartfelt series finale. But those plans were abruptly canceled after news broke of the investigation. A TLC spokesperson commented, "At this time, there are no plans to proceed with any Roloff-related content." Insiders claim the network is eager to distance itself from any potential legal fallout. Fans were devastated, but many understood the reasoning. One top comment read, "We love the show for its heart. Now it feels like we were watching a lie." Matt Roloff now faces an uphill legal battle. If the allegations of fraud and zoning violations hold, he could face significant fines, loss of property rights, or even jail time. His legal team has remained quiet, only issuing a single statement. Mr. Roloff is cooperating with all investigations and maintains his innocence. Meanwhile, Caryn has reportedly moved out of the main house and relocated to Arizona permanently, leaving behind a farm and a relationship in ashes. Local officials say the case could drag on for months, especially as new information continues to surface about possible misappropriation of farm funds and business mismanagement. Roloff Farms wasn't just a set, it was a real place that hosted thousands of visitors each year for pumpkin season. The local community, once proud of its hometown celebrities, now feels betrayed. Several locals have spoken anonymously, with one stating, "He used to be the face of this town. Now he's the reason people are side-eyeing us." Online, fans are divided. Some defend Matt, calling the arrest a mistake. Others are furious and feel duped. Reddit threads have exploded with speculation, and former LPBW fans are revisiting old episodes, claiming the signs were always there. What began in 2006 as a heartwarming reality show about a little family on a big farm has spiraled into scandal, betrayal, and heartbreak. Matt Roloff's arrest marks not only a personal low but the symbolic end of Little People, Big World as fans once knew it. The Roloffs are no longer united under a red barn and golden fields. They are fractured, scattered, and silent. Matt's story is still unfolding. The court system will decide his fate. But in the eyes of many, the legacy he worked so hard to build has already crumbled. As Caryn's voice trembled during her final interview, she whispered words that may haunt LPBW fans. Shocking reason Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler called it quits. 1. A love under fire. When Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler first became a couple on Little People, Big World, LPBW, the news sent ripples across the fan base. Caryn, once the longtime manager of Roloff Farms, was already familiar to viewers and intimately connected with the Roloff family's legacy. Their relationship, sparked during a deeply transitional time following Matt and Amy Roloff's divorce, was both unexpected and polarizing. At first, it seemed like Caryn might be the calm after Matt's stormy marriage with Amy. Viewers watched as Matt and Caryn traveled, made plans to relocate to Arizona, and even flirted with engagement talk on camera. But beneath the smiles and Instagram posts, something else was brewing. In a surprising twist that shocked even the most devoted LPBW fans, news recently surfaced that Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler had quietly split. And while both parties have remained relatively silent, insiders, friends, and subtle clues have painted a story of miscommunication, incompatibility, and deep-seated family tension. What caused the breakdown of a relationship that seemed ready for the altar? The truth may surprise you. 2. From farm manager to fiancé. Caryn Chandler's roots on Roloff Farms go back more than a decade. She was not just a staff member, but practically part of the extended Roloff family. As the farm's longtime manager, Caryn helped oversee the annual pumpkin season, worked closely with the kids, and was a trusted figure in Matt's inner circle. After Matt and Amy divorced in 2016, rumors about Caryn and Matt swirled almost immediately. Though the two denied any overlap between their romantic relationship and Caryn's employment during Matt's marriage, the public perception was unforgiving. Still, Matt and Caryn's bond seemed to strengthen over the years. Caryn was present during Matt's back surgeries, holiday gatherings, and travel plans. They took regular trips to their Arizona home and openly discussed their plans to retire there. In 2023, Matt proposed, and Caryn said yes. It was supposed to be a new chapter, but cracks had already begun to form. 3. Trouble in Paradise. Insiders have revealed that the couple's relationship began to feel strained shortly after their engagement announcement. While Caryn had long supported Matt's lifestyle, she was reportedly growing weary of the constant spotlight and the unending Roloff family drama. Matt, according to sources close to the family, remained fixated on Roloff Farms. He was knee-deep in construction, expansion, and a legacy that no longer included his children in any official capacity, especially after Zach and Jeremy both stepped away. Meanwhile, Caryn, who had hoped retirement in Arizona would come sooner rather than later, was stuck waiting. She wanted a life away from the farm, a source close to Caryn shared. But Matt kept pushing deadlines, kept prioritizing projects. She felt like she was always second to Roloff Farms. It wasn't just Matt's obsession with work. Fans noticed that Caryn had taken a step back from LPBW's recent seasons, opting to be less involved in filming. Some speculated she was distancing herself from reality TV altogether. For Caryn struggles with public life. Life under the microscope wasn't easy for Caryn. She often faced criticism from fans who labeled her the other woman or unfairly blamed her for the demise of Matt and Amy's marriage. Even years later, despite a clear timeline proving her innocence, the backlash hadn't subsided. She was tired of being the villain in someone else's story, said a former production crew member. No matter what she did, she couldn't win over the audience. Caryn had also clashed with some of the Roloff children, especially Zach and Tori. Tension lingered over Zach's failed attempt to buy the farm and the emotional fallout that ensued. Caryn, by association, became a lightning rod for the fans' frustration. She hated that every move she made was dissected online, another source revealed. It affected her mental health more than people knew. After years of trying to navigate the harsh glare of public attention, Caryn began retreating not just from TV, but emotionally. 5. Matt's obsession with the farm. Matt Roloff is a visionary, no doubt about it. His passion for building, planning, and preserving Roloff Farms has been a central part of LPBW since the beginning. But that same passion reportedly began to overshadow everything else, including his relationship. Matt had long talked about building his dream home on the farm, despite Caryn's desire to settle in Arizona. The couple repeatedly pushed back wedding dates, waiting for the home to be completed. Caryn felt like Matt was building a castle for himself, an insider claimed. Not for them, for him. As construction dragged on, disagreements mounted. Matt would stay behind to supervise workers while Caryn flew solo to Arizona. Eventually, even their social media presence began to shift. Posts together dwindled. Separate vacations followed. What had once looked like a dream retirement plan turned into a wedge that drove them apart. 6. Family tensions and Amy's shadow. While Matt and Caryn worked to establish their own identity as a couple, Amy Roloff's presence loomed large. Amy had moved on with Chris Merrick and even remarried, but the dynamics between the two exes and their new partners remained awkward, often turned tense. Fans noted that Caryn rarely appeared in group functions involving Amy, and when she did, the discomfort was visible. Moreover, Matt's complicated relationship with his children didn't help. Caryn often found herself caught in the crossfire of unresolved family wounds, especially when Zach and Jeremy walked away from the family business. She never wanted to be the cause of a rift, said someone close to the Roloffs. But by being with Matt, She became a symbol of everything that was changing, and not everyone was okay with that. Over time, it became clear Caryn felt like an outsider in a family that never fully accepted her. 7. The shocking breakup. Then came the silence. No engagement updates. No wedding announcements. Just a slow fade. In early 2025, rumors began swirling that Matt and Caryn had called off their engagement. Fans pointed to clues: deleted Instagram photos, cryptic captions, and an unmistakable absence in each other's lives. Finally, sources confirmed the truth. Matt and Caryn had split quietly and privately. There was no explosive fight, no scandal. Just two people realizing they wanted different things. Caryn needed peace, stability, and closure, a friend shared. Matt couldn't give her that, not with everything still unresolved at the farm. While neither party has spoken publicly, the signs are clear. Caryn has been spending more time in Arizona, surrounded by friends and away from TV cameras. Matt remains on the farm, still building, still dreaming. 8. What's next for Matt and Caryn? Though the breakup shocked fans, it wasn't entirely unpredictable. Caryn and Matt had been pulling in opposite directions for years. Still, their split marks a significant turning point for Little People, Big World. With Zach and Tori off the show, Jeremy and Audrey pursuing their own life, and Amy focusing on her marriage to Chris, the original cast is slowly fragmenting. For Matt, the future may still revolve around Roloff Farms. Whether he opens it to the public, sells it, or finally finishes the dream house, only time will tell. As for Caryn, she may finally get the quiet life she's longed for, away from pumpkins, family drama, and harsh fan scrutiny. This breakup may not have made explosive tabloid headlines, but for those who watched LPBW since day one, it feels like the quiet end of an era. And perhaps that's the most shocking part of all. The world of Little People, Big World fans was rocked by devastating news. Amy Roloff, one of the most beloved members of the Roloff family, was involved in a horrific road accident. According to early reports, Amy's car caught fire after a sudden collision, leaving her severely burned. The incident sent shockwaves across social media as longtime fans scrambled for updates and well wishes flooded in from around the globe. Amy Roloff has been a central figure in the TLC reality series Little People, Big World since its debut in 2006. Known for her resilience, warm heart, and no-nonsense attitude, Amy became a symbol of strength, especially for viewers living with dwarfism. Her journey from being a mother and farmer to navigating divorce and finding love again with Chris Merrick inspired millions. But this recent tragedy has cast a shadow over her incredible story. The accident reportedly occurred on a quiet afternoon while Amy was traveling alone. Eyewitnesses stated that her vehicle veered off-road before striking a guardrail, and moments later, the car erupted in flames. Firefighters arrived swiftly and managed to pull her from the burning vehicle, but not before Amy had sustained significant burns. The incident is under active investigation, but for now, the focus is on Amy's recovery. Family members, including ex-husband Matt Roloff and current partner Chris Merrick, have reportedly rallied to her side. The TLC network has yet to release an official statement, but insiders claim production is suspended indefinitely to prioritize Amy's health. As fans mourn this unexpected event, one thing is certain: Amy Roloff's journey is far from over. Though this tragedy has tested her physically and emotionally, if her past is any indication, she will fight her way back with unmatched determination. This article details every aspect of the accident, the aftermath, and the rallying support behind a woman who has touched so many lives. Eyewitnesses described the crash as sudden and terrifying. Amy's SUV, a reliable vehicle she had driven for years, was seen drifting on the highway before colliding with a concrete divider. Within seconds, the front end of the vehicle ignited and the fire spread rapidly. Local authorities believe that a mechanical failure may have triggered the incident. Early reports suggest there might have been a brake or steering malfunction, causing Amy to lose control. However, an investigation is underway to determine if any external factors, such as a hit-and-run or roadway defect, contributed to the crash. Emergency services received multiple 911 calls around 3:42 p.m. A bystander, who chose to remain anonymous, recounted the moment. "It was terrifying. The car was smoking before it caught fire. We ran to help, but the heat was unbearable. Thank God the fire department got there quickly." Firefighters used foam extinguishers and hydraulic tools to pry open the doors and rescue Amy. She was unconscious when pulled from the wreckage, but began to respond as paramedics arrived. She suffered burns to her arms, legs, and part of her face. According